whatever he thinks on Twitter, I think Donald Trump understands that in real life, he's not going to be president after January 20th. And the reason I think that is because ever since Election Day, he and his administration have been working overtime to rush through policies and regulatory changes as fast as they can. So let's take a look at some of the things that Trump is trying to squeeze in on his way out. In our new segment, Donald Trump, go big and go home. First up, in Trump's lame duck flameout, military action. The president is getting out of wars that he doesn't want to be in, and maybe getting into one that he does.
U.S. military commanders being given their orders moments ago. Acting Defense Secretary Christopher Miller announcing that the majority of troops will be pulled out of the region just 5 days before Joe Biden is inaugurated. There will still actually, though, be 2,500 troops in both Iraq and Afghanistan. The decision from President Trump comes despite warnings from military leaders like recently removed Defense Secretary Mark Esper that conditions haven't been met there for withdrawal.
President Trump considered a military strike against Iran during a meeting just last week.
Sources confirmed to ABC that Trump asked his top national security advisors what options were available to take out those nuclear sites. But Trump was talked out of military action, with those top aides warning him it could lead to a bigger conflict.
Hold up. Trump wants to end a war in Iraq, but start one in Iran? Ooh. I don't know if he can pull that off, guys. I mean, first off, there's no way Trump knows the difference between Iraq and Iran. And secondly, he's only got 2 months left in office. So if he goes to war with Iran, he's going to have to speed run it, you know? He'll be parachuting into Tehran like, go, 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 bum, 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 we were just boys, step, 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 jump, 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 done. And no matter what anyone says, this is going to be whiplash for those American troops. Because this is a conflicting message, right? Yay, we're going home. Wait. Why are we going to Tehran? Is Waze acting up again? And here's the thing, even if you think it's a good idea to end wars, it's very stressful when it's Donald Trump and he's on a 2-month timeline. I mean, Donald Trump's whole career has been a failed game of Monopoly, so I don't feel great about him playing a speed version of Risk. Moving on to Alaska, America's hard-to-reach top shelf. The state is home to the largest area of untouched wilderness in the United States. And Donald Trump has just 2 months left to change that.
With his days numbered in the White House, President Trump is rushing to auction off oil and gas drilling rights to the Arctic National Refuge in Alaska.
The president is trying to lock in the drilling rights for this Arctic National Wildlife Refuge before President-elect Joe Biden takes office in 65 days. What the Trump administration did today is they started the process of leasing off tracts of land in that wildlife refuge known as ANWR, asking drillers to essentially pick tracts of land where they would like to drill on, and that sets off a 30-day clock before a sale date is actually announced.
Hell yeah, baby! The climate thought it could breathe easy because Donald Trump lost the election? Oh, hell no! Guess what? None of us are gonna be breathing easy. Ha ha! Wait, this is a bad thing, right? At this point, Trump is just stripping America for parts. You know? He's just there in his yard like, throw in another $50 and I'll give you the Constitution. Between you and me, it barely works anymore. But I think it's obvious what he's doing. Trump thinks that if he sells off enough of America, there won't be anything left for Joe Biden to be president of. He's going to be like, here's the key, Joe. You've got the White House, you've got this sidewalk, and everything else belongs to Exxon. And finally, chickens. The birds that always look like they just saw some shit. Americans eat 9 billion chickens every single year. And President Trump apparently wants one of his last acts in office to be meeting that demand.
The Trump administration is proposing a new rule that will allow chicken slaughterhouses to process birds more quickly. The proposal raises the maximum line speed by 25% to 175 chickens per minute. It's unclear if the administration will be able to get the change approved before President Trump leaves office.
It's almost like Trump is trying to be the worst president for every species. Humans, wolves, and now even chickens. Why does he want to kill chickens faster? I mean, this sounds like they made him wait 3 minutes for his KFC order once, and he was like, this can never happen ever again. And let's be clear, The reason that there's a speed limit on chicken production lines is to give poultry inspectors time to make sure the meat is safe, bird flu, and to make sure that the workers are less likely to injure themselves. I mean, the last thing you want is for your chicken fingers to come with actual fingers. Although it is possible that Trump doesn't know any of this. He might just assume this is a military decision because he still thinks Colonel Sanders is one of the Joint Chiefs. But regardless, why is he spending time on this? Doesn't this guy know that Corona is out of control right now? Sir, too many people are dying in the streets. Coronavirus is going crazy in America.
I hear you loud and clear, James. We gotta kill more chickens to even it out.
So, that's how Trump has spent his time since Election Day. And if Trump has decided to do all of this in the first 2 weeks after the election, can you imagine what else he can do in the next 8 weeks? Whew. We should all just pray that he never realizes the nuclear football can be used for more than just throwing at Eric.